Hey pool players, hey Ron here. Hey, I wanted to put together a video today, just a short, maybe 10-minute video, and I wanted to just explain to you how to practice the game of pool so you can improve your pool game. And I think I can speak for this because I've been doing this now for just over 4 months, 124 days today, where I've really poured my heart and soul into this game. I really want to go at light speed and become a great pool player. And I'm paying the price, as I always say, paying the price to do it. But I'm realizing that, there's a strategy here. You don't want to just set up balls on the table and start banging them in. You need to really understand how to get better at pool. And as you do it, if you do it correctly, you're going to see quicker results. And I can attest to that because I've been doing this so many hours per day, and now that I can look back on it, I can select and find what was working and what was not working. And I want to try to steer you in the direction that I needed to avoid but didn't really understand how to avoid it. Last night I was getting pretty burned out on it. I've been practicing so much, I needed to take a little time away from it. And I've decided that I'm going to probably take a 3-day break from pool right now. I will say this, I did cheat this morning. I got up this morning and I just threw the balls on the table, 9-ball rack. And I was, to my surprise, I hadn't even shot a shot and I ran those 9 balls. And played great position, knocked them all in. It made the rack seem simple to me, okay? 124 days ago, no way. Never ran a 9-ball rack. Couldn't do it unless I was completely lucky, okay? Because I would always be either snookered, hooked behind balls or whatever. I just couldn't play position. So that's what made me go crazy in trying to become a great pool player. And I haven't reached that yet, I will say this. I'm not saying I'm not bragging or nothing like that. It's a humbling game, that's for darn sure. But I'm getting there. And I wanted to just put this video together and let you know the key things that I did in that short amount of time that allowed me to run 9-ball racks. One of the things that I did when I started out is I watched a lot of video on YouTube. I watched a lot of pro players playing matches. There's tons of them on there. And I really liked Efren Reyes. Most of us know who he is. Awesome guy. I like that guy, man. He's such a humble guy, but what a magician, right? What a great player. And then you got Earl Strickland. You got some big names. Alex Pagulayan. Many guys. Shane Van Boening. These guys are just amazing pool players. So I watched all of their video that I can. I know for a fact that I probably watched every one that Efren, and I watched not just once through, I've watched several times through of Efren Reyes playing. I wanted to see and understand what he was doing with that cue ball and how he would see shots. He was seeing shots that even the announcers that are pros would be like, yeah, he's going to probably do, oh, I never saw him do, wow, he's thought that. Yeah, he surprises the heck out of everybody, okay? He's a genius. But anyway, I watched tons of those videos. Out of the gate, I gotta say, as I watched hour upon hour of those videos, when I got on the table, I could bring some of what I saw to my table. Not that I was as good as those guys, but I was trying to emulate what they were doing with the spin on the cue ball to get it to do things that I had not even imagined. So the very first thing I would tell you is watch as many videos as possible of great players playing the game. I chose to watch mostly 9-ball. 9-ball being a rotation game requires the utmost control with the cue ball to get position. I figure if you could get 9-ball down pat, you could do 8-ball. Pretty much every game in pool, you could probably benefit from just being a great 9-ball player. So once I did that, I realized, okay, I had some pretty instant success right out the gate. But then I had to come into a strategy. Okay, what do? Do I just throw the balls on the table and just start hitting them in? I did that in the beginning. well, it got kind of boring too, you know. I was making everything because they were all over. I could shoot any pocket. It was like there was no rhyme or reason, you know. Okay, that ball looks like it'll go there. I'll just shoot it in. And then I started to, okay, I'm going to shoot that one. I'm going to shoot that one and that one. So I'm trying to get position here, here, here. And that was smarter, but still not the great way to go. And then I started getting into drill work. I was watching Danny Starrett on YouTube. He's got great drills. You got to check him out, man. Oh, he's amazing stuff. Try to do what he does. And you know, some of them, and I like it because he also he mentions degree of difficulty, the level of difficulty, which is really kind of cool. And then you can tell maybe where you're at skill-wise. But he's got some good stuff out there. And I also watched like Thor Laurie. Oh man, that guy's a real technician. I like his way of instructing on YouTube. You got Shiravari. He's just out of Germany. Amazing stuff. Niels Feyen. Oh man, he's my favorite. Niels Feyen is like, I want to watch every video that Niels Feyen ever puts out. I subscribe and I get alerted and I watch everyone. And he has helped me a ton too. So that's part of it. Watching videos, you know, the pros playing, watching these great trainers. Brian, FX Billiards, another one. I like watching his stuff too. That's great too, but then you got to bring it to the table. So looking back on all these days that I've had this table, one of the things that benefited me the most was drill work. And in the beginning I thought, drill work, you know, that's no fun. I want to shoot some balls in, right? Well, you are shooting balls in, but you're doing them over and over until you get perfected at that particular shot. And I hooked up with a guy, Scott. I mentioned him quite a bit on my videos. He made a comment on one video one time, and I think it was on a draw shot, and he got to strike the cue ball lower, I think he said. Pretty sure that's what it was. And I'm not a proud person, man. I'll tell you what, I'm listening. If you are, you know, giving me advice and I'm trying to learn something, I'm going to pay attention. And he was right, you know. I said, okay, I got to start striking a little bit lower. You know, I was, you know, afraid to because I thought I'd miscue and all that. But long story short, he was right. And then through time, you know, he'd give me a little more advice. And then drill work started coming in. He actually turned me on to some drill work. That right there, I got to tell you, you got to do it. You got to do it because that drill work got me to the point where I could run 9-ball racks. Not where I want to be yet. You know, my best, I did a 3 out of 4 one time. Okay, I want to be able to play the ghost. So the ghost, you miss, you lose. Okay, I want to do a race to like 5 and beat the ghost. I haven't done that yet, but I have had 3 out of 5, which to me is a huge success. Even though I lost, I'm excited still, right? But I'm building towards that. And what got me to the point where I could even be somewhat competitive, not there yet, but somewhat competitive, is that I was doing drill work. And I was doing it in a systematic way. I was not burning myself out on it. I was actually performing drill work, and it was giving me the knowledge during a 9-ball game to not only make that particular shot, but also to gain position off that shot. So the drill work was huge. And then occasionally you'll throw in a 9-ball game just to test yourself. Actually, once again, Scott, he recommended that I actually start out with he assesses me. He looks at what I was, you know, where my play is at, and he's been spot on, I must say. And he said, you know, I think you're more like about a 5 or a 6-ball player right now, meaning that if you throw 5 balls in a rack and break them, you should run out, maybe 6. And he was right. He was right on. And I battled through that. Within a couple days, I was out of the 6 balls and I was moving up to a 7th ball. But the reason I was becoming successful is not because I was becoming a better shot maker. It was because I was becoming a better position player. And it was all through those videos of those gentlemen I mentioned and guys like Scott that had me do things that they were doing or showing in drill work. So that's what I would tell you if you're practicing now for the first time, is that you've got to do drill work. You got to have a commitment for the game. You can't just do this once every couple of weeks. You got to be able to put in the time to do it, but you don't want to put in too much time. Don't want to overdo it. That's another thing I want to stress here. For me now, as I look back on it, because I was just a crazy man, you know, in the practice time that I would put in. Those that have followed me know what I'm talking about. I don't think you need to go that crazy. I think 8 hours would be too much, but maybe 8 hours is okay. For me, I think right now, probably a 6-hour day of practice. And I don't even think it would be 6 hours straight. I think the best would be 3 hours for me in the morning, and then 3 hours sometime in the evening. I do baseball with my grandsons, and so that it kind of falls later in the day. So I like to bookend that baseball time with my pool game. And I think that's a smart way to go for me, okay? And when I do my practice, I'm going to do drill work. I'm not going to, you can get, as you do drill work, I find that, it can, to some people, seem boring, but it's highly productive. If you can keep yourself focused on it and, as I call, master that drill, it's going to help your pool game. There's no doubt in my mind. It has helped me big time. When you do the drill work, I think this is the best advice that I can give you. Don't overdo it. Don't do like a 2 hour, 3 hour straight on one drill. I have done that. I've put a ball in the center of the table, shot from the corner pocket, and shot a straight in shot in that corner 1 hour straight, and go walk back and forth to that corner to this corner, just back and forth, back and forth. And I must say, and the reason I did that shot is the Korean women, they practice that shot. It's a stroke shot, and kind of getting off subject here, but that's what they do. And I wanted to make sure that I could have a good stroke, because I was working on my stroke at the time. But that's a lot of time on one shot, and it can burn you out. So when I do these drills, and let me just pick the 9-10 drill for example. Look at my 9-10 drill. Look it up on my channel, and you'll see that's a great drill. That's probably been the drill that's been the most rewarding for me in that I can run the 9-ball racks. That thing has helped me incredibly. But I'll now do that drill. I'm not going to do it like once every 3 weeks. I'm going to put it on about once every 2 days, okay? And I'm not going to work at it 3-4 hours. I'm going to work at it for a half hour. And then I have other drills too. I have about, probably, I have to count them all, but I'd say about 12 drills that I like to really focus on that are weak shots of mine, are weak areas of my game. And I will work on those like a half hour, take a break from that, go on to the next drill for a half hour. And that's what I find best works for me. And I would suggest that you do the same. Find drills that work for your weak areas, and then just work on that drill for a half hour, move to another one for a half hour. Take a 3-hour window in the morning, if you can, or if you got to do 6 hours at night or 6 hours during the day, whatever it is, whatever works for you, and try to put those drills all in order and go through them. You can keep track on paper, as to how much time. You can put a timer out, when the bell goes off, you're done, we can move on to the next. That will help you in your game. You want to have a variety of weak shots that you might have, assess your weak shots, and then implement those drills to address those shots. What you're going to find is you're going to be now running more racks. You're going to get to a point where you're going to be able to put 6 balls out there, and you're going to run those balls. Maybe it's 5 balls. That's what I did. And then you're going to get to a point where you run those racks and do it consistently, not just one rack. Maybe make 5 racks, 6 racks in a row, okay? Now you know you can add a ball, and you're working your way up to your 9-ball rack. Once again, I'm going to go back. I'm practicing to become great at 9-ball because it's a rotation game, and I'm working on position play or ball control, cue ball control. And that's what I'm doing. So when I do these drills, all of them tie in to the bigger picture of being able to run these racks. That is the best way I can put it. Pick the drills that you like, set up time for those drills. Don't burn yourself out by over practicing. Okay, half hour here, half hour there, total 6 hours a day, maybe 8 hours. If you're a younger guy and you can handle that and you want to do that, give it a try. If you feel like it's burning you out, back off an hour or 2 hours, okay? Occasionally, as you work up from your smaller racks of 6 balls, 7 balls, maybe 8 balls to 9 balls, that's going to get you there. That's going to also give you that test that, okay, I'm picking up here. I'm doing something that's working. You're going to see you've gone from X amount of racks out of 10 to higher number or a higher percentage of racks run out of 10. That's going to be how you assess your success, okay? But anyway, just wanted to put the video together to kind of explain what I have gone through and what I have found that works for me. So if you you have any questions, give me, just ask me. I'm going to answer every question on this thing, on this channel. And I have friends that are on this channel that we share ideas back and forth. If you want to join us as well, subscribe. Definitely do that. Give us a thumbs up, all of that. Because we're all trying to do the same thing. We want to get good at this game, but we want to do it and enjoy it as we practice. We don't want to overdo things. We want to make sure we get as much done as possible and become it. And I look at it, I want to be light speed, man. I want to be better tomorrow or yesterday, right? I want to be done. I want to be able to be excellent right now. I think that's just the way everybody is. We always want something really quick, but you got to put in the time to do it. So that's why I want to put together this video, so you could maybe it would help you. And once again, subscribe to the channel, become part of this, share a video if you got a camera set up or whatever, and you want to post it. We can critique each other. That's another nice thing about this, and we can all learn together. So thanks for watching. I hope this has helped, and once again, good luck in your pool game.